Okay, so we just broke 50 hours this morning, and recommendation is to change the oil at 100 hours on a new machine. We're going to do it at 50. When those casings start expanding, you lose a lot of shavings, so we're just going to get ahead of it. We got time. Let's just go ahead. What you got to do is basically pop this bolt, and I'm going to let it drain for a couple hours. All right, y'all, before we get started, let's talk about something that I put together. I think it's going to be pretty helpful for some of you guys. Some of the frequent questions that I get around lately is what I do about wash liability and how do I close sales. So at the link below, you will find a download for a sales pitch that I use that I like a lot. I use it for every single sale. And then my wash liability, it's attached to every estimate that I send out. When they accept it, they accept the liability waiver for every single job, for every single estimate. It's attached. I also put together a complete build sheet, one for 12 volt and one for 8 gallon per minute. It has every single, and I mean every single, all the way down to the hose clamps and wiring for the batteries, every single item on my build. Not any build, but on my build. It's every single item, even down to the hose clamps and zip ties. I have one for the 12 volt for the 8 gallon per minute. It's logically built, this spreadsheet. So it's listed in the order almost in which you would put it all together. It's broken up from going from the tank to the pump, from the pump to the reel, and then from the reel to the wand, and then of course all the accessories that you might need, like battery box. It literally has everything. Same with the pressure size. It has everything, every quantity. And then on top of that, I have the current price and a link to every single item. So I can't promise, some of you guys, I get a lot of comments on videos from years ago. I can't promise that when you find this video that all the links and the prices are going to be accurate, but they are right now. So it's very intuitive, and it literally took days to put together. When I built my system, especially for the 8 gallon per minute, it took days, if not weeks, to source everything, to figure out which websites had the most stuff. So you only had to order from like 3 or 4 websites instead of 15. So I did put this out there for you guys. Check out the link below. It's in the description. Just go down to the description. It will be the very first link. It is not free, but it is not a course. I know that you guys, you know that I do not like the smoke and mirrors. I am not selling a course. I just want to be very clear about that. It is not something that you need. It is something that's very helpful, and it is incredibly valuable. There's a lot of info there. You guys know that I do not like the smoke and mirrors. It's kind of weird for me to be kind of selling something, but it took me a lot of time to do it, and I do know that there's value in it, and I cannot, just continually give out everything for free. Again, it's not something that you need, but it is a tool there. All the information can be found somewhere else. It can all be done by yourself. There is no secrets here, nothing like that. But if you want it, if you think it can help you, it is there. So appreciate you guys. So what we have to do is pop this bolt out. We'll rig it up so it can drain, and I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to let it drain for probably a couple hours. There's other things I got to do here. One of the things we're going to do in this video is put together a surface cleaner. So while that's all taking place, we're just going to let this bad boy drain. Got way more oil than we need. So eventually, once I think the last drop is out, I'll probably sacrifice a little bit of this 10W30, and we'll pour it through and let that flush everything out. We'll cap it off, and we'll fill everything up and be on our way. Should be a very simple process. All right, we don't have one of those pigtails yet. I am looking to get one, so we got this rigged up. It's going to work getting a pigtail to make this a lot easier. You can get pigtails for all of your outlets on your pump fluids and on your oil fluids here. I just don't have one yet, but we got this all rigged up. We got a catch. It should just dribble down through here and then funnel into this. There she goes. Just like that, baby. Oh, shit. There's no such thing as changing oil out of mess. I guess I didn't think about how much is going to be coming out of there all at once, but we'll just let it bleed a little bit. We wait for the rest of the oil to drain out of there. Our next project is setting up our GP, I don't know what this is, I forget actually, a GP hammerhead maybe? 20 inch. I think it's a hammerhead, but I don't know. But anyway, well, 20 inch surface cleaner. So let's start breaking this open here. And I've never put one of these together before, but I can't imagine that it's all that hard. So let's check it out. So it's a nice bag of hardware, pins, adapters. Looks like there's even a little inline filter here. So pretty cool. Otter pins type things that are going to go through these ring pins. Okay, so far pretty easy to put together. So far everything's been assembled already, except for these two parts go together. Just a couple little nuts and bolts, 2 slots all the way through. Then I ran the hose. This is a nice 3/8 whip, goes through this little steel holder, and then down here these two arms, these two swivel arms, go in and they just snap in with a pin. So far this has only taken a couple of minutes. Let's pop this blue cap off of here. And this is gonna thread down in here. Huge fan of this mega tape lately. Found it at the hardware store. Oh, the roll's actually pretty spelled out, but I think there's enough for what we're doing here. It's really nice thread tape. I've used it to put the whole 8 gallon per minute system together. So let's throw this in here. Looks like there's a little, possibly a hose ring down in there too. Certainly don't need a whole lot. We'll get this hand tight as much as possible. And then we'll throw a wrench on it. We're pretty impressed at how simple it is to put this thing together. We need to put a quick connect in here, a male MPT, most likely 3/8. Why wouldn't it be? Going to a female coupler. So always want to go coupler on your attachments, your gun and everything like that. You should have a plug coming off the truck. My ball valve goes to a plug, so it'll plug right in here. Here's a coupler. We're out of tape. So let's just swing out here. I think I got another one sitting here. somewhere. So here's like your general white tape. I just don't think it's as good as this Mega. I really like it. Okay. And this right here is a filter. So I think always, if you're new to this kind of stuff, always go thread tape on high pressure. You don't want to be using pipe glue or anything like that. It will get you basically nowhere. It'll just blow right out the seams. That pipe thread, pipe glue, whatever you want to call it, that's all really nice for 12 volt and low pressure. See, this stuff I really like it because it just blends. It just blends right in. It's nice. It's like plasticky. Okay, I'll go wrench these together, get these tight. We are all threaded in here, nice and tight. See this little indicator? Obviously there's no question about it, just how it was set up, but it says flow with an arrow. And then if we look here, clean filter every 50 hours. I have no idea how to do that. Seems like a tough thing to maintain, considering these fittings are not fun to put on and off. This thing is actually warm right now for me threading this in, and I am out of breath, so that'll be fun. But 50 hours on a surface cleaner, that's gonna be hard to achieve, at least in my area. We do a lot of pool decks and sidewalks. We don't have concrete driveways or big slabs, so it might take a while to get up to 50 there, or I'll just run the sink till it stops working and get a new one if that's easier. Okay, now let's tape up this end. Always, at least in my opinion, is you start it like this, run it so your tape pulls off the back, and that way, that way when you go and spin it in, your threads are pulling your tape that way. If you were to just simply do it the other way, as you go and thread it, it'll actually unwind your tape. So if you do it in the way, righty-tighty, righty-tighty, when you go and thread on your fittings, it just pulls the tape that way instead of unwinding it. So this simply goes right in here. Okay, go ahead and throw that in. Okay, pretty happy with that. We are all put together now. Nice little setup, 15 minutes maybe. Nothing more than a couple wrenches. Let's see, there is a extra plug left over, I guess, in case you don't already have one, and a couple extra tips. Pretty cool. Right at the truck here. And now, if we want to use our surface cleaner, all we have to do is disconnect our ball valve, pop it into our surface cleaner, and you're ready to work. Take a look here. We've been draining here for a while. I don't know if I really plan to get every single drip here, but look, it's not even running. So So maybe we did get every little drip. All right, let's cap this off. Let's pull this dipstick out a little bit. There we go. It's about perfect. Nice and clean. Love the smell of fresh motor oil. Love it. Nice and syrupy. Let's pop our cap on here. Okay. What are you barking at? Want to show everyone your new haircut? Yeah. Work it, girl. You can work it. Yeah. Hey, up here. Let's see. Say hello. Hey. Try this up for a minute. Run it. We'll let it drain again. Make sure everything's through the filter. And we'll check that dipstick one more time, and then we're going to be just about done here. So that oil change was done at 50.4. Ready? Gonna get a little wet here. Cleaned up here from the oil change. We're all looking pretty pretty there. Let's see where we're gonna put this big B. I like this better. Just lays a lot easier. It's not clunky. Can get to the hose if I need to, and the filters and everything. So we'll get some bungees. We'll strap this down and we'll take it to work. Yeah, I thought I was done, but I almost forgot. FlowPro is here. We finally got our remote ball valve. So let's take a little bit and get this all set up. Okay, we got our housing unit here. All the wiring, switch on and off. This is not the one I ordered. This is the newer version, so I'm kind of excited about that. The one I ordered was the older model. They were apparently back ordered. That's why I haven't had this for a few weeks. And then I got this one. This is this one actually has a couple extra or newer components. It'll kind of show that line. It'll show if it's open or closed. You can manually change if you do have an issue with your solenoid. Pretty cool. So I'm actually excited that I got this one. Like I said, it's not the one I ordered, but definitely the one I wanted. It's got the little housing here for the Allen key and a couple remotes. There's one here and I dropped one here a second ago. So the concept here is really simple if you're not familiar with it. We have our manual ball valve in here. I have to come to the truck and I turn it. That shuts off your flow of water, sends it through the bypass, pulls soap from the injector. When I'm all done bleaching, come and turn the ball valve again so it's in this orientation. Water takes the path of least resistance. It wants to flow right through here. Does not go through the bypass, does not pull soap. It's just straight water. And that's why if you watch some of my videos, I talk about this a little bit. The flow is much greater in that 8 gallon per minute range. When doing this, when you're bleaching, you get a lot less. So the idea here is you put your motorized ball valve in here, and instead of walking to the truck, you just hit your button and the same actions happen. You either are flowing through here or you're going through your bypass. Here we just use a remote. So all we have to do here, and some of this, like this one's on a swivel, so it's actually gonna be really easy. We're just gonna separate right here, pull this ball valve out, throw that one in, call it a day. So it's actually gonna be a pretty easy job here. I think, I hope. Okay, that was pretty good, right? All right, this is our lead to our battery, okay? Start with that. What's one more hole? Our power lead hooked to the terminal battery. I drilled a hole to run everything through, but before we get too fancy here, we got everything plugged up. Let's just do a little trial run while it's all right here. No reason getting it all set up if you got a dud or something. So switch is on now, connected to power. I don't know if you have to sync these. Not much of an instructional manual guy. Let's see. Rinse, nothing. Mix, nothing. Rinse, nothing. Mix, nothing. Let's see here. Okay, we got it. So no syncing needs to be done. There's just a lock button on the side. So we hit rinse. Let's see. Yeah, let's here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so rinse. This is obviously activating. So there's a power switch. You can kill the whole thing, and it automatically shuts the ball valve. If you lose power, it looks like the ball valve is closing. So let's power this thing on. Now there's power to the box. Ball valve is staying closed. This would basically mimic mix because the ball valve is closed. You're gonna be coming through the bypass, right? So let's just go rinse, right? We can hit the rinse button. That starts flashing, which we're gonna change that because I can't stand that. This is opening up to rinse, so that's pretty cool. So let me show you what I'm looking at here. There's this little dial here. It's obviously in orientation of the flow. Let's go to mix. Okay. There we go. Solid. Bing, bang, boom. Let's call that a day here. That. It's gonna go right here. We got these little brackets, and for whatever reason they don't come with you know, the way to mount it in this slot. Like maybe you could use this hole, but it kind of gives different mounting placement. I really want to use this slot. No washers, so that's pretty cool. But luckily we got our trusty little thrown together, never-ending growing odds and end washer collection and nut collection, everything else. See if we can find one to go on here. All right, I like that. I think we're pretty good here. Okay, out of the way. Only thing holding it on here is 2 self taps, so if we don't like it we can find another spot for it, but we'll give it a shot right here. All right, so we're just about done for the day. I think it's pretty productive actually for a Saturday. We got the FlowPro set up. We got our service cleaner put together and the oil change for the 50 hours. Let's take a look at this. We got this mounted, all powered up. You can hear the actuator going over here. Really cool. So I'm excited about this. Can't wait to put it to use on Monday's the 4th, on Tuesday the 5th. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, we're all gadded up in our rain gear today. We're gonna have a little bit of a wet day. That won't slow us down. We here for our first house wash of the day. We did gutters here a few years ago. Been on this guy trying to get him to do a house wash, and finally we got the call. So let's go ahead. We'll get all set up here. This is gonna be our first wash using the FlowPro. We got our remote clicked in here. So let's get this hose all hooked up. Okay, go ahead and pop this on bleach here. Okay. Getting a lot of stuff in here these days. Okay. Go ahead and start up the machine. Okay, very important to know how to fix your stuff and have extra tools. There's a swivel in here that over the weekend with the install must have gone bad. Didn't notice it during the testing, but of course as soon as we started up, just spraying water everywhere. Had the tools, we were able to take it out and just put this manually right into there without using that swivel. So let's try this again. Hopefully we'll have no water spraying. We'll be ready to go. And we're good. So let's go ahead and switch this on. Okay. All right, we'll start right here. A little bit of a setback here, but we'll see how we do. Wait for our soap to run through. Okay, that can be our soap. Hopefully you guys can see. So you can't always see the truck, obviously. You know, the whole point of the ball valve, the remote ball valve, is to not have to walk to the truck to change the ball valve. And I certainly don't want to have to walk to the truck to see if the light is working, right? I mean, that's kind of defeats the process too. What is kind of nice about a distinct flow difference between the bypass being on rinse or the bypass being on chem, that alone should be enough to tell me that the ball valve is turned. So once we get ready to rinse here, I'm going to go right to this corner and then we'll just test this out. We'll see. I can smell the bleach. There's definitely gonna be some staining there behind all that dirt. See if the camera's hitting it or not, I don't know. So that's rinse. I heard the beep. We'll let that ball valve open, we'll give it a minute. And we should be able to see a pretty big difference here in the flow. There it is. So we are on rent, so that's really nice. That's really nice. So we'll just wash our soap here. All right, I think we're on water now, boys and girls. Okay. All right, a few minutes ago, I wasn't sure if we were canceling this whole day. You never know. That water was spraying right out of that swivel. It took a minute to kind of check it all out and see exactly where the problem was coming from. It's never fun. You know, you always want to test stuff at home, which we did. And all of a sudden you get to the job and it doesn't work. So I start ripping through my mind. Well, do I have this piece? No, I don't have this piece. I don't even have it at home. And then you start thinking, well, if I order it right now, it's not even going to be here for a day or two. So now I'm starting to think, okay, well, we got 6 jobs today, 7 tomorrow. That's some decent revenue to reschedule. Obviously, you don't want to do that. And then I started just looking at it, seeing where the threads were, seeing what was mail, what was part of the actual setup there, and what was kind of fluff, what we could take out. Turns out we did not need that broken swivel, and we're all good. We're rocking and rolling. And then yesterday and all that, when I was setting up, look at that dye. That's dye from your mulch. A lot of people are going to rubber mulch, chewed up tires and stuff like that, because the mulch gives the shotgun spores. You get that from your mulch. And also you get obviously this damage from the dye. So I've been seeing a lot lately. I've been seeing a lot of rubber mulch, which is nice. But anyway, the FlowPro didn't want to start up. I wasn't getting any response from it, so that was making me nervous. I was like, all right, well, I didn't bring that ball valve with me, which I am going to do. I'm going to put that ball valve back on the truck, just in my box, just so if I do have an issue with it, I know there is a manual turn there with the key. But if I got a busy day, you know, I don't want to be wrenching it every second. I just want to go and flip the DN10. So I might put that back on the truck, take a few minutes to swap that out versus using that Allen key all day. So you live and you learn. But this is all working good right now. I'm happy with it. Happy with it. Get these plants here. Starting to rain a little bit. I think I got my rain jacket on. I got a call earlier this morning wanting to reschedule. Oh, it's going to be raining around 2 o'clock. We should probably reschedule. Look, that's all. See all that? That's all shotgun fungus. It's all from the mulch. Look at that. Everyone always asks, can you get that off? I go, yeah. Put new siding on the house. Don't get mulch. A little bird's nest here too. Anything in there? Looks like they've already flown the nest. So she says, it's gonna be raining at 2 o'clock. Should we cancel? And I go, well, you know, we don't cancel for rain. Next opening, if you do want to reschedule, you know, it's completely up to you. It's gonna be 2 weeks out. I always tell them that, because then they're like, oh no, I don't want to wait 2 weeks. So she's like, well, it kind of seems weird washing a house in the rain. And I'm like, well, I didn't say this to her, but in my mind I'm like, well, are you the one out there doing it, or am I? Everyone always thinks. So then I texted her back what I did say to her, as I said, well, we don't reschedule because of rain. You know, the rain doesn't really have an impact on the house wash. We really can only reschedule for storms, you know, lightning and thunder. And I said, the house is already wet, so am I. So, you know, rain's not really going to make an effect. And she says, okay, well, I don't like rescheduling anything. I don't reschedule because of rain unless it's really just, really a nightmare rain, just inch or two, which, you know, we get every once in a while. A day you get an inch of rainfall. It's not really fun to work in, but we're just supposed to get some showers here today. So it's like, oh, I'm not rescheduling because of that. What do you guys do? Leave it down in the comments. What do you do for rain? Or customers that don't want you washing in the rain. I just don't get it. You know, it's, your house is getting wet. That nice and clean. Alright, well, this is working nice. So I'll probably do, this is obviously the tail end, I think. This is going to be the tail end of the video that I shot over the weekend. No need to do a full wash video here. Just nice to see that the remote ball valve is working. So we'll pop this off. I've already lost a little time today, this morning, so I'm going to try to zip here. A lot easier without recording. So thanks for watching, and we'll have a couple more videos coming out here soon.